Asterisk the morning rush at Rusty Fork Diner in Cedar Creek, Texas, was always noisy clinking cups, sizzling bacon, and old country music playing through dusty speakers. But on this particular morning, something felt different. At a corner booth, Harper Collins, a 29-year-old single mom, sat with trembling hands wrapped around a lukewarm cup of coffee. Her 7-year-old son, Mason, sat beside her, unusually quiet, staring at the door as if expecting someone. Asterisk across the room sat Jax Rourke, a broad-shouldered biker with a worn leather vest and a patch that read, Iron Guardians MC. People often assumed the worst when they saw him, but the locals knew he was a calm, quiet man who avoided trouble and, less trouble, found someone who didn't deserve it. Asterisk. Harper's gaze shifted toward the entrance again, and when the bell above the door jingled, her back stiffened. A tall man in a hooded jacket walked in, his eyes scanning the diner until they locked onto her. Harper swallowed hard. Her breathing grew uneven. She gently pulled Mason closer. Asterisk Jax noticed. Years of reading danger on strangers' faces had trained him well. Harper kept glancing at him, hesitant, scared, as if debating something. Jax lifted his coffee, pretending not to watch. Then it happened. Harper slowly raised her hand near her face. She folded her thumb inward and closed her fingers over a TA secret distress hand signal, known for silently asking for help. Jax's heart kicked into high alert. She held the sign for only 2 seconds, but that was enough. Jax stood up instantly. The man in the hoodie narrowed his eyes and started walking toward Harper's booth. Harper shifted, placing Mason behind her. Jax reached the counter, slipping a bill under his cup, never looking away from the situation. Asterisk everything all right, ma'am? Jax asked loudly as he approached the booth, giving her a chance to speak or signal again. Asterisk Harper exhaled shakily. Actually, I was just leaving, she said, her voice unsteady. Could you walk us to the door? That confirmed everything. The hooded man stopped mid-step, eyeing Jax with irritation. Jax didn't blink. He simply placed his large hand on Harper's shoulder and said, let's go. Asterisk, they walked out together. Mason clung to his mother. Harper kept her head down. The man in the hoodie watched from inside, jaw tense, but didn't follow. Asterisk outside, Jax leaned slightly toward Harper. Who is he? Asterisk, my ex, she whispered. He wasn't supposed to find us. He's dangerous, and he knows where we live now. Asterisk Jax's jaw tightened. He wasn't the type to get involved in family drama, but this wasn't drama. This was danger, real danger, and Harper's silent plea had chosen him. Asterisk, you're not going home alone, he said firmly. I'll follow you. Stay in front of me. If he tries anything, he'll deal with me first. Asterisk Harper's eyes filled with grateful fear. She nodded, helping Mason into the car. Asterisk as she drove off, Jax started his Harley, the engine growling to life. He pulled in behind her, eyes fixed on the road, and on whatever threat was coming next. Asterisk. He didn't know what waited at her house. Asterisk, but he knew one thing. He had seen the signal, and he wasn't about to ignore it. Harper's old Ford rolled steadily through the quiet Cedar Creek neighborhood, but her shaking hands on the steering wheel told a different story. In her rearview mirror, the steady rumble of Jax's Harley was a strange sort of comfort. She didn't know this biker, yet at that moment, he felt like the only person she could trust. Asterisk Mason kept glancing back. Mom, is that man following us? Asterisk Harper forced a small smile. He's helping us, sweetheart. Asterisk, but the real worry gnawed at her. Her ex Dale was bold enough to follow her into a family diner. Then he was bold enough to show up at her home, maybe already waiting there. Asterisk as they turned onto her street, Harper's breath caught. Dale's beat-up black pickup truck was parked crookedly near her driveway. Asterisk Jax immediately noticed. He pulled up beside her window and cut his engine. Stay in the car, he said firmly. Lock the doors. Asterisk Harper nodded, her knuckles white as she clutched Mason's hand. Jax walked toward the porch with the slow, deliberate steps of a man who had dealt with trouble more often than peace. Asterisk Dale emerged from behind the truck, jaw clenched, eyes wild. Who the hell are you? He barked, pointing at Jax. Someone who's not scared of you. Jax replied calmly. Dale scoffed. This is between me and my family. Back off. Asterisk Jax tilted his head. That's not what your ex said back in the diner when she asked for help. Asterisk Dale froze for a moment, then forced a laugh. She's lying. She's always lying. She took my kid away. Asterisk she protected her kid. Jax cut in. And I'm gonna make sure she stays protected. Asterisk Dale's face twisted. You think she wants your help? You think she wants some biker dragging trouble to her door? You already dragged enough, Jax replied. Dale lunged. Asterisk, but Jax had been expecting exactly that. He sidestepped, grabbing Dale's arm and pinning him to the hood of the truck with practiced precision. Years in his motorcycle club band, a rougher past he didn't talk about had made him skilled at ending fights quickly. Asterisk listen, Jax said low and steady. You're done scaring her. You're done showing up. You come near her again, and I'll personally hand you over to the sheriff. Asterisk Dale writhed but couldn't break free. You don't know anything about us. Asterisk, I know what fear looks like. Jax said, and she had enough fear for 10 lifetimes. Asterisk, a neighbor stepped outside, phone in hand, clearly recording. Dale stiffened. The presence of witnesses sobered him. He pulled away, spitting curses as he stalked back to his truck. Asterisk, you'll regret this, he yelled before speeding off. Asterisk, Jax waited until the truck disappeared down the street. Only then did he walk back to Harper's car. Asterisk, she stepped out, tears streaming, some from fear, some from relief. I don't know how to thank you, she whispered. Asterisk, you don't need to, Jax replied softly. You asked for help. I answered. Asterisk, Harper nodded, hugging Mason tightly. I didn't think anyone would. Asterisk, Jax looked at her. Then the quiet road. You're not alone anymore. If he comes back, you call me, or the sheriff, or both. Asterisk, for the first time in months, Harper felt safe. Asterisk, the signal she flashed that morning hadn't just saved her life. Asterisk, it had brought someone into it who refused to let her face danger alone.